Hey guys, what's going on? This is Darius and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to show you the best OBS settings that you can use on your Mac, so you can get the best results from your recordings. So in OBS Studio, obviously you will have on the left hand side your scenes and your sources. Now, first of all, you want to go to settings. So under the settings, you want to go to video and set up your base resolution. So your resolution basically is going to be like 1080p, 2K or 4K. Now in my case, I have it on 2560 by 1440p, which is 2K, and for the output scale resolution is going to be the same. So for example, if yours is on 2560 by 1440p or 1920 by 1080 and the output resolution is going to be another number, just copy and paste this number in here as well. Now what you want to do next is to select your frames per second, your common FPS. So in my case it's 30, as I'm recording tutorials, so it's fine. But if you're recording games, right, you might want to go with 60. So depending on what you do, you set up your FPS. Now if your monitor allows, you will see a 4K option in here, so you can choose that as well. Now the base resolution, I mean, it all depends on what specs you have on your Mac. So for example, I have a Mac Studio, right, M2 Max, and I record in 2K 30 frames per second. But I also have a laptop which is from 2017. It's an i7 Mac. So on that one, I have it on 1920 by 1080, output resolution the same, and the frames 30 frames per second, right? So depending on your specs, you can adjust these settings. Now you want to go to audio and your sample rate should be at 48, right? And my auxiliary audio, so the first one is going to be your microphone. So you might want to choose your main microphone. And on the desktop audio, obviously you can choose your desktop audio. Maybe you have some headphones, they will appear here, or some studio speakers, they will appear here, and you want to select those. Next, you want to go to the output tab, go to recording and change from simple to advanced. And first of all, you want to select the folder where you want your recordings to be saved. Next, we have the recording format. And as you can see, I have it on MKV. Now, you can do MP4 as well, but with OBS, sometimes it crashes, right? So with MKV files, let's say you have a recording like 20 minutes into the recording, right? And if for some reason OBS crashes, the file is not going to be corrupted. Okay, so it's going to work, you can edit it. But if you have it on MP4 and for some reason OBS crashes, the file is going to be corrupted and you're not going to be able to use it to edit it and so on. So make sure you leave it on MKV. Now for the video encoder, which is the most important part, you want to choose right. Okay, so as you can see, we have H.264 hardware and software, we have HEVC hardware and software, and also we have ProRes hardware and software, and finally we have X264. Now X264 is going to be your CPU. Do not use that. You can use the H.264 hardware encoder, which is your GPU. You can use HEVC hardware encoder or ProRes hardware encoder. Never use software encoder because this is going to be your CPU. Always use hardware because it's going to use your GPU and your quality, your video quality is going to look crisp and clear. Now in my case, I use H.264, the GPU, and as I said, you can go with HEVC or ProRes. Now keep in mind that ProRes is going to be like huge files. Okay, so yeah, I will leave it on H.264 hardware encoder. And for the audio encoder, we have Core Audio AAC. Audio track is going to be the number one. Just tick this on. Rescale output, we don't need that. We don't need customer maxer settings. We go down and we have encoder settings. So we have rate control. You can leave it on CBR, which is consistent bitrate. And I have it on 50,000 bitrate. But I've seen some other videos that say you can go like up to 20,000 bitrate, which is not true, honestly. If you have, for example, the latest Mac right? You can go like up to 200,000 bitrate. So depending on what specs you have on your Mac, again, this is how you should set your bitrate, okay? I have it on 50,000. I can go 60, 70, 80,000 kilobytes per second, okay? So again, depending on what specs you have on your Mac, you can adjust the bitrate. But obviously you can go and do some tests, okay? So for example, you can have it like 50,000 bitrate. Just go ahead, start recording, right? Start your recording and see how your video will look, right? If you have some drop frames, you can lower this down, right? So you get the idea. We have keyframe interval. I have it on 2 seconds. The profile is going to be high and I use B frames, okay? Now, one thing that I want to mention about the recording format. So we have it on MKV, right? But for example, if you have done a recording, you want to save it as an MP4. So in order to do that, just go to Advanced, and as you can see, we have automatically remux to MP4. So tick this on, click on apply, and your video, after you're done recording it, is going to be saved as a MP4. And last but not least, go to audio and make sure that all of your tracks is on 320, okay, the bitrate. That way you will have the best audio possible. Okay guys, so basically this is it. This is how you can get the best results from your recordings, right? So if you have any questions, make sure you ask them below and I will see you in my next video. Until then, stay safe.